So that's the story of when I got finessed into getting circumcised. So I was about like 7 at the time. One day my dad come home from work. He's like, "El, I set you up an appointment so you can get circumcised tomorrow. So you're gonna miss the next couple of days of school." So I'm like, I bet. Cause for real, I didn't know what a circumcision was. But I know I was gonna miss a couple of days of school, so I was pressed as hell. Spent the whole day running around the house talking about I ain't got school tomorrow and all this other stuff. Later on that night, I'm in the room with my brother. We playing on the Sega or Nintendo, or one of them old systems. My brother just looking at me. I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Man, you don't know what a circumcision is, do you?" I'm like, "No, but I'm about to miss a couple days of school because of it, so I don't even care." He's like, "Man, I would if I was you." I was like, "Wow, what is it?" He's like, "Man, them doctors, they finna cut your dick off." So I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Man, you swelling." He's like, "Nah, I'm dead ass." So I'm like, "For real?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Damn." Paused the game, ran smooth to my mom and dad room, straight snitched on my brother. So my mom and dad, they're like, he said, "What to you?" So they go in there, they get the kirking on my brother. So I'm in their room just cheesing, laughing, listening to them kirk on him. So parents come back, my dad's like, "Man, you know what? Don't even worry about it. You ain't gonna get the surgery done. But I told your school you ain't coming, so you ain't got school tomorrow." So I'm like, "Bet." Go to the room. My brother in there jump mugging me, straight mean mugging me. I ain't care. I walked right by him, went smooth to bed. The next morning, my oldest brother wake me up. So I'm like, "Yo, why you waking me up?" Dad said I ain't got school today. He's like, "Yeah, I know, but I'm watching you." So I was trying to see if you want to go to school with me. At this time, my oldest brother, he was going to school out with DC, some school called Bell. So I was like, "Yeah, I want to go." So he's like, "All right, get ready." So I went, hop in the shower, got dressed. We head out. We go to Bell. When we get there, my brother's job popular because he plays soccer, run track, and all this other stuff. So like all the dudes like, "Oh, that's your little brother?" He's like, "Yeah." They're like, "What up, little man?" I'm like, "What's up?" All the girls that knew him, it's like, "That's your little brother? Oh my God, he's so cute." Giving me little hugs and kisses on the cheek. That joint made my day. I ain't even gonna fake. So we ended up in my brother's class. We in that joint chilling. My brother's like, "Man, you wanna walk around?" I'm like, "Yeah, we could do that." He's like, "All right, let's go." In the middle of class, he just get up and we leave. So we get to walk around the hallway, then we leave, we walk around DC. So then I'm like, "Yo, when we going back to the school?" Because off no bull, I was trying to get some more hugs and kisses. I was like, "Man, I don't even feel like going back to school. I'm going to show you around DC. So it's like, damn. I was like, all right, cool. So we get to walk around DC for a little bit. Then we hop in the cab. We ride out. The cab drops us off. We get to walking again. So now we walking for a minute again. So I'm like, "Yo, where we going? We've been walking for a minute." Brother's like, "Man, don't worry about it. We here anyway." We ended up at George Washington Hospital. So I'm like, I get to thinking, so I'm putting two and two together. I was like, "Yo, is this that circumcised stuff?" But I'm saying it in my head. I'm like, nah, my parents would have told me if it is. Forgetting my parents African. They ain't got to tell me nothing. So I'm just standing there just thinking. My brother peeped that. So off the quickness, he's like, "Oh yeah, Dad had an appointment here. So I just thought we'd come over here and catch a ride with him back home." So I was like, "Oh, I bet. That makes sense." So we go in the hospital, run into my dad. He in there talking to some nurses and some doctors. We walk up. Nurse looked dead in my face and was like, "Hey, El, you ready for your surgery today?" In my head, I'm like, "Oh, these mother..." So I'm like, damn, yo, they got me. So I'm trying to play it off in front of the nurses. So I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ready," trying to look all tough. She's like, "All right, here's your room. Go get changed. Just put the hospital gown on." So I'm like, "All right, cool." Go inside, put the hospital gown on. I'm straight butt ass naked. I just got the hospital gown on. Sitting on the bed waiting for the nurses. The nurses come through. They getting ready to stroll me out. So they strolling me out. We almost at the operating room. They strolling some guy out. This dude, he off the anesthesia, so he straight out cold. But I'm scared. And in my mind, I'm thinking this guy's dead. So I get to freaking out. I hop off the hospital bed. I start booking it. I'm running down the hospital hallway. Gown flapping everywhere. Ass cheeks all out. Everybody laughing. My brother chasing me. I'm running for my life scared. Like real life scared. Everybody thinking it's funny. Brother catches me. Carries me back. Slam me on the bed. Was like, don't do that again. So I'm like, alright, man, alright. So the nurse peep, I'm scared. So she's like, you know what? You want some balloon and candies? I was like, of course. Because at that time, my parents wasn't buying me candy like that. So I was a fiend for some candy. So I was like, yeah, of course I want some candy. She's like, alright, just put this mask on for me. It's the anesthesia mask. So I wanted the candy, so I put that joint smooth on. She's like, take deep breaths. I'm taking the deep breaths. This other nurse get to counting down. She get to 7. I'm like, I'm about to get my candy and balloons. She's like, any second now. Next thing you know, the whole room went dark. I couldn't see nothing. But I could hear them casually talking. So I get to screaming, I can't see. But they can't hear me because they still casually talking. Next thing you know, I couldn't hear nothing. Then all of a sudden, all these colorful balloons and candies get to floating around, and I was just out of it. I wake up. I'm in my hospital room. I'm like, oh, they got my dick. So I get to taking off the sheets and my hospital gown up, lifting my hospital gown up, look at my dick. It's all covered with like gauze and tape. So I'm like, oh, they got it. So I'm trying to peel this joint off, and that joint hurting. So I'm like, they got my dick, they got it. All of a sudden, the nurse walk in. She like, oh no, sweetie, don't do that. So I stop. She's like, it's okay, it's still there. So she get to explaining to me what happened, like what they did. She's like, okay, we just cut a piece of your foreskin, this, that. I'm just sitting there stuck like, yo, she real life just said they cut a piece of my penis off and I'm still alive? Like, I'm tripping, so I'm just stuck on that. All of a sudden, she's like, you know what? It's time for your medicine anyway. So I'm like, all right, cool. She pulled out this little Dixie cup. I'm thinking I'm about to pop this pill and call it a day. But nah. She's like, turn around. I'm like, for what? She's like, it goes in your rear end. I'm like, rear end? She's like, yeah, it got to go in your butt. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. She's like, you have to. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm not doing it. So me and the nurse arguing for like 5 minutes about taking this pill. All of a sudden, my mom and dad walk in. So she straight snitched on me, told him he not trying to take his medicine. So now my mom over here trying to sweet talk me to taking it. I'm like, no. I look over to the side. My dad just standing there mean mugging me like, yo, you better take this medicine or you gonna catch these hands. So I'm like, damn. All right. Took the medicine. I felt straight violated, yo. I was like, wow. I thought getting a piece of my dick cut off was the worst they could do to me. Now they putting pills in my butt and shit. So I'm like, oh, man. So I'm in the hospital for like 3 days. Just taking this medicine, learning how to walk for some reason. My final day, the day I got discharged, was the worst, though. Because they took the gauze off. So now the only thing protecting my dick was a whole bunch of Vaseline. So I go to put on my clothes, not knowing I had to bring like extra clothes like that's super big. So I put on my underwear. I'm about to put on my underwear. But lift it up. My underwear hit the tip of my dick, yo. I fell straight to the floor to my knees, crying in pain. Nurse runs in. She's like, what happened? I was like, I tried to put my clothes on. She's like, you were supposed to bring bigger clothes. I was like, oh, we ain't know. So she's like, it's okay. She gave me like 2 hospital gowns on. And that was how I got finessed and again circumcised, yo.